All right. And then we'll go ahead and get started. A quick couple words on today's session. We are going to start off with some Connect benefits content to present to the group. And then we'll move on to our second half and we'll be going over our Connect benefits frequently asked questions, as well as opening it up to the group for any additional questions that you all might have. One note about that session, we are going to have some additional individuals from our functional team, as well as some individuals from OATS and DMS. So we'll be able to answer any questions you may have on the Connect benefits front. So we'll go ahead and get started with today's session. And the first item we have today is our agenda for this afternoon. So looking at the top 3 items, we are going to start off this session that's going to last about 30 minutes, and we'll be covering Connect benefits content. This should be content that you may be aware of. We'll be going over Connect benefits, but then we'll be going over some new items, in particular the new Connect benefits training materials for our MWMA users, and then also going into where MWMA users can find those new Connect benefits training materials. And then in our second half, we'll be having a Q&A session. The training team's already identified some frequently asked questions that MWMA users have about Connect benefits. So we'll start off by going over those. We have 10 this afternoon. We actually added 2 from yesterday's session, so that was really exciting to see. And then we'll be moving on to an open question and answer session. We'll be handing it over to the group to ask any questions that they may have. So this overall should take about an hour. Again, we'll have 30 minutes of content, and then we'll go into our Q&A session in the second half. So we're looking forward to this session, and we'll go ahead and get started with our Connect benefits content. So starting off our content, we have our Connect benefits overview. This should be information that Connect benefits users are somewhat familiar with, especially in regards to what Connect benefits is. As well as this should be information that was you might have seen with the general awareness webinar that was sent out last fall. Starting off with our Connect benefits. So Connect benefits is the Commonwealth of Kentucky's redesigned self-service portal. The redesigned Connect benefits went live last October, at the beginning of October 2020. And has an updated look and feel over the previous system, the previous Benefine system. And with this new look and feel, Connect benefits aims to increase access to benefits for Kentuckians, including waiver participants. As part of that new look and feel, Connect benefits has additional step-by-step instructions for easier navigation, as well as an improved user experience that is based off of feedback that was gathered from Connect benefits users. Something that's really cool about it is that Connect benefits incorporates a lot of that feedback into something called human-centered design. So they incorporated that feedback into the development to make the system easier for navigation, as well as an improved user experience. So many of you may be aware of this already, but we just wanted to recap here. Connect benefits went live in October of 2020 with that redesigned look and feel for increased access to benefits, especially for those Kentuckians, which includes waiver participants. Moving on, we'll discuss Connect benefits and its interactions with the Medicaid waiver management application. So Connect benefits interfaces with MWMA. MWMA, as you know, supports an individual's Medicaid home and community-based services waiver enrollment. Kynect Benefits is available for MWMA users to initiate a Medicaid application and to view Medicaid benefits information. Throughout today's session, we'll be referring to MWMA users. This includes MWMA case managers, as well as MWMA application initiators. Starting off here, one of the primary activities that MWMA users complete in Kynect Benefits is initiating a Medicaid waiver, Medicaid application. So Kynect Benefits can be used to initiate a Medicaid application for those waiver applicants who have not yet completed one. That is accessed to initiate a Medicaid application within Kynect Benefits. MWMA users can access a waiver applicant's information, enter in some basic information, and then they are taken to Kynect Benefits to complete that Medicaid application. One note there is that MWMA users are taken directly into the application flow. That application flow is an updated application flow over the previous Benefine system and allows for easy navigation of completing the Medicaid sections, as well as going back and editing and seeing the current status. One thing that we're really excited about with Kynect Benefits is the progress tracker that provides really easy and simple understanding of where in the application a user is and how much is left to complete. Once a Medicaid application is complete, MWMA users can access Kynect Benefits to view a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits and completing key actions on the Medicaid benefits. These include reporting a change, viewing any Medicaid correspondences, uploading any Medicaid documents for Medicaid specific RFIs, and then also viewing Medicaid waiver eligibility by completing the Medicaid questionnaire, as well as viewing the Medicaid waiver status. In addition to that status being available in MWMA, the status is also available in Kynect Benefits. And we'll be going over that in a few minutes as we talk about the new Kynect Benefits training materials for MWMA users. So just to recap here, Kynect Benefits and MWMA, they interface with each other, and Kynect Benefits is used by MWMA users to view that important Medicaid benefits information, as well as initiating a Medicaid application. Moving along, we'll move into the training materials for MWMA users. We'll start off with the new Kynect Benefits training materials that are available for MWMA users. So over the last several months, the Kynect Benefits training team has developed 5 new Kynect Benefits training materials for MWMA users. These training materials cover completing key MWMA actions in Kynect Benefits. These include initiating a Medicaid application, viewing Medicaid correspondences, looking at the Medicaid RFIs for an individual's Medicaid benefits. We'll go over what these training materials cover here in a second, but really these training materials help MWMA users as they complete key actions in Kynect Benefits. Starting off with our training materials. So we're going to start off with the top 2 here. These are our shorter, smaller training materials. These include the MWMA micro videos. These cover checking Medicaid waiver eligibility. And then the second one covers checking a Medicaid waiver status in Kynect Benefits. These are 2 short 3-minute videos that show MWMA users how to complete, completing that Medicaid waiver questionnaire, and then also checking the Medicaid waiver status within Kynect Benefits. The third training material we have, and this is the last of the shorter training materials, is the FAQs. So the Connect benefits, MWMA FAQs. These cover frequently asked questions and really answer very broad general questions about MWMA in relation to Connect benefits. A big difference between this session, the Q&A session today, and these FAQs is that the FAQs they cover much more broad and general MWMA questions that are generally seen. But then this session goes into a little bit more specific questions that MWMA users have about the relationship between MWMA and Connect benefits. Before we go on to our job aid and our webinar, one thing to call out here is that the MWMA micro videos and FAQs, part of their, what's cool about them is that they provide information that's not just applicable for MWMA users, but also for general Medicaid users as a whole. As such, these micro videos and FAQs are not just applicable for our MWMA users, but are also relevant and can be used by any Connect benefits users that has access to the Medicaid section of Connect benefits. Moving on to our job aid and webinar, these are much more specific training materials for MWMA users and really provide a start to finish instruction and support and guidance for completing key MWMA actions in Connect benefits. So they cover initiating a Medicaid waiver, Medicaid application, as well as completing and viewing key waiver participant Medicaid information from the Connect benefits dashboard in Connect benefits. The job aid is roughly a 20-page document that goes over a number of Connect benefits, MWMA actions within Connect benefits, and really provide step-by-step guidance as well as screenshots for completing key MWMA actions in Connect benefits. And then the webinar is roughly 25 minutes and covers and it provides system demonstrations on completing key MWMA actions in Connect benefits. So these two training materials, the job aid and the webinar, they complement each other and really provide detailed information for completing many MWMA actions in Connect benefits. These training materials are much more focused for our MWMA users as opposed to our other training materials, our micro videos and FAQs, which are also applicable for general Medicaid users. One thing to hit on here before we wrap up this is that the job aid is in a document format for easy search and finding of specific information that MWMA users might want to reference. Whereas the webinar is much more in a video format and really provides a whole refresher for one single sitting for MWMA users to view. So to wrap up the training materials and to summarize, we have 5 Connect benefits training materials for MWMA users. We have 2 micro videos and FAQs that are for our MWMA users and general Medicaid users. And then we have our job aid and webinar, which are much more detailed for our MWMA users. All right, and I did see we have one question that came in. We'll hold that off for the question and answer session at the end. But again, thank you for submitting that. We'll get to that here in a couple minutes. So moving ahead to our training materials, before we move on, we did want to just hit home on the different formats of the training materials for MWMA users. As we mentioned, the micro videos and the webinars, those are in video format. They've been uploaded to YouTube for easy viewing. And then the job aid and the FAQs are both in the document format for easy reference and easy to find the answers and training materials that or training guidance that you're looking to reference. So again, these are our 5 training materials. We have the micro videos and the webinar, and then the job aid and the FAQs. So moving on, where these training materials are located. So the training materials, the 5 new Kynect Benefits training materials for our MWMA users, these are all located on the TRIS MWMA training portal. The Kynect Benefits training materials are all found on the TRIS MWMA training portal. And this is also where the additional MWMA training materials are located. Those training materials that are specific for completing, providing guidance on completing actions within the MWMA system. We've listed here below, we have our really a screenshot here of what that TRIS MWMA training portal site looks like for your reference. And then we've also included down at the bottom the URL for easy reference of the TRIS training portal. It is www.tris.eku.edu/MWMA. One additional thing to note here is that in Kynect Benefits, we also have what's called Walk Me. This is seen by the blue icon in the bottom right of most Kynect Benefits screens. We've also uploaded the 2 micro videos, the checking eligibility for waiver, as well as the checking the Medicaid waiver status micro videos. Those have been uploaded to Walk Me, and those can be easily accessed from the Walk Me help icon in the bottom right of the Kynect Benefits screens. If it doesn't appear right away, you can also search for those training materials. So once you click the blue icon, a search bar appears with a list of the training materials, and it can be easily searched for there. So just to summarize here real quick, we have the 5 new training materials for MWMA users. They are all found on the TRIS MWMA training portal and can be accessed by visiting the training portal and entering with your credentials. And then we also have uploaded the micro videos to Walk Me, which is found in the Kynect Benefits system by clicking on the blue icon in the bottom right of most Kynect Benefits screens. So this is the location of the new training materials for MWMA users. We'll move ahead and also cover on the general Kynect Benefits training materials. So in addition to the new Kynect Benefits training materials for our MWMA users, we also have our general Kynect Benefits training materials, which provide general guidance on Kynect Benefits topics that can be found, and these can be found on the Department for Medicaid Services Kynect Benefits page. We've listed an image of what that looks like on the screen in front of you, and it can be visited at www.chfs.ky.gov and navigating to the Kynect Benefits screen. On that DMS page, there are over 45 Kynect Benefits training materials that are available in both English and Spanish. We also have links to the Kynect Benefits General Awareness webinar that provides general guidance on Kynect Benefits. And we also have relevant training materials for MWMA users, such as reporting a change, uploading documents, and application intake. Once you navigate to the Kynect Benefits DMS page, the training materials are located on the right-hand side, and it starts off with our training videos and then moves on to our training documents, such as our quick reference guides. and then moves on to our FAQs. Before we summarize here, I do want to cover a couple quick tips on accessing the Kynect Benefits the general Kynect Benefits training materials. One thing that we like to do on the training team is to quickly access the Kynect Benefits DMS page. You can just quickly search Kynect Benefits DMS into a Google search or into a Bing search if that's your preferred search engine. And usually the Kynect Benefits DMS page is one of the first Google search items that appear. This is one of the quick ways just to reference it without having to go to the CHFS page and then navigating to the Kynect Benefits page from there. Another tip here is that to add the Kynect Benefits DMS page as a favorite if you would like to quickly reference these general training materials. That tip can also be applied to the TRIS MWMA training portal for easy and quick reference of the training materials. So just to wrap up here, the general Kynect Benefits training materials are located on the DMS page and incorporate over 45 Kynect Benefits general training materials. The new Kynect Benefits training materials for our MWMA users, those are accessed from the MWMA training portal on the TRIS site. So we'll move ahead here. We are moving a little bit ahead, so we should have time for any questions at the end. I saw another one came in, so thank you all for submitting those. So we'll move on to our Q&A session. Today's Q&A session will start off with our frequently asked questions. We have about 10 of those frequently asked questions that have trickled down to the Kynect Benefits training team. So we'll go over those 10 questions, and then we'll go into our open questions. And thank you all for those of you who have already submitted a couple of those. Just a quick reminder for the group before we get in there. We're answering questions today about Kynect Benefits. So that's what we're primarily going to be covering, those Kynect Benefits training materials and Kynect Benefits system. If there are any other questions that you may have, we might have to take those back and refer those to the MWMA leadership and the MWMA team if any of those do come in. So we'll go ahead and get started. Our first question here is in regards to the Kynect Benefits dashboard. We've seen some questions about what the Kynect Benefits dashboard is and when it appears. And specifically, the question we've seen is, what is the Kynect Benefits dashboard and when does it appear? So the Kynect Benefits dashboard is the first screen that most Kynect Benefits users see when they log in and access Kynect Benefits. The Kynect Benefits dashboard appears when an MWMA user accesses Kynect Benefits, and that's going to be appearing for an individual that has completed a Medicaid application. If an MWMA user is initiating a Medicaid application for a user who has not completed a Medicaid application, then they're going to be taken directly into the Medicaid application flow. But after the application is completed, then when MWMA users access in the future, then they're taken to the Kynect Benefits dashboard. The Kynect Benefits dashboard provides information on key Medicaid information, and these can be found on the benefits screen to see information on Medicaid benefits, the document screen to view any Medicaid RFIs or to upload documents to meet a Medicaid RFI, the message center to view any Medicaid correspondences that have appeared regarding the Medicaid benefits, and then reporting a change, which is done from the top of the Kynect Benefits dashboard. Moving on to our second FAQ. So the topic we have is Connect benefits versus MWMA. So a question we've seen and something we try to emphasize in our Connect benefits training materials for MWMA users, in particular the MWMA, the webinar for MWMA users, is when MWMA users should access Connect benefits. So Connect benefits users should access Connect benefits to view detailed information on a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits or to complete the Medicaid waiver questionnaire. MWMA is access to view important waiver participant Medicaid waiver information. Excuse me. An example here would be to viewing any correspondences that are related to an individual's Medicaid benefits. And accessing these is done from the Message Center, which is found from the Connect Benefits dashboard up in the top, and it actually looks like a little icon up there at the top. So just to recap here, as a general rule of thumb, MWMA is used to access waiver enrollment information. And then Connect benefits is used to access information on a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits. Moving ahead, the next question we have is in relation to requests for information, RFIs. So a question we have had in the past is, what RFIs appear on a waiver participant's document center? This is the screen in Connect benefits that shows information on a waiver participant's RFIs, as well as uploading any information, any documents to meet those RFIs. So the question we receive is, what RFIs appear for MWMA users? So the answer we have here is that RFIs related to a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits specifically appear for MWMA users when they access the document center. Information on these RFIs, they appear at the bottom of the document center screen in Connect benefits. And the document center screen provides RFI details such as the RFI's name, the status of the RFI, as well as the due date for RFIs. So when those RFIs are due to be met. So just to recap here, the RFIs that appear for MWMA users are those RFIs that are specifically related to a waiver participant's benefits, and those RFIs can be viewed by visiting the document center screen in Connect benefits. Once the document center screen is accessed, details that include the name, the status, and the due date. Moving on to our fourth frequently asked question, and this is in relation to the document center screen as well, is what documents should MWMA users upload to Connect benefits? And this is going off of our RFI question we just had. Documents that are related to a Medicaid specific RFI should be uploaded to Connect benefits. So if there's any documents that need to be uploaded to meet a Medicaid specific RFI, they should be uploaded to the document center screen in Connect benefits. This is in contrast to if there's any RFIs specific to a Medicaid waiver enrollment, that would need any of those or any related tasks would need to be completed within MWMA. So just to recap, if there's any documents that needed to be uploaded to meet a Medicaid specific RFI, that should be done from the document center screen within Connect benefits. For reference, there is additional training materials on uploading documents to Connect benefits found within the Connect benefits system by accessing the Help Me icon in the bottom right It's the Walk Me, Help icon. And they can also be found within the general training materials. We've also included additional information on completing that within the new Kynect benefits training materials for MWMA users, specifically the job aid and the new webinar. Moving on to our fifth question. And this is related to the Document Center. It's similar to the Document Center questions that we've seen. So the question we have here are, what correspondences can MWMA users view from a waiver participant's message center in Kynect benefits? So MWMA users can view correspondences related to a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits. This would include messages, notifications, and notices that are specifically related to a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits. One thing to call out about the message center is that the message center can also be checked if a waiver participant is no longer enrolled in Medicaid. And an MWMA user can reference the notices that are available within the message center to identify why a waiver participant would no longer be enrolled in their Medicaid benefits. So just to summarize, the correspondences from the message center that MWMA users can view are those correspondences that are specifically related to a waiver participant's Medicaid benefits. Moving on to our sixth question. The next couple of questions here are related to reporting a change. This is a topic that we've covered. We go in depth on the webinar, the Kynect Benefits webinar for MWMA users. So we have 3 questions here, and we'll start off with the first one that is asked about reporting a change. The first question that we've seen a lot with reporting a change is MWMA users do not see the report a change button from a waiver participant's Kynect benefits dashboard, and they wonder why is the report a change button not appearing. So for the report a change button to appear, a waiver participant, one, must have a complete Medicaid application and be enrolled in Medicaid. If the report a change button is not there, then it would indicate that the application is not approved, the case is in renewal, the case is in change mode, or the case is for a dependent or is in guardianship. So just to recap here, if the Kynect benefits, but if the report a change button is not appearing on the Kynect benefits dashboard, then it may be because the application is not approved. It might be in renewal, the case is in change mode, or the Medicaid case is for a dependent or someone who is in guardianship. Going off this, we have 2 follow-up questions related to this. The first one we've seen a lot of is how can MWMA users report a change for dependent? So as I just mentioned, if an MWMA user goes to a dependent's Kynect benefits dashboard, then in that case, the report a change button would not be there. So the question here is, how can MWMA users report a change for a dependent who does not have the report a change button? The answer to this is to update the information for dependent. MWMA users should contact DCBS to update the necessary information. If the information that needs to be updated is specifically an address, then the MWMA users should complete the MAP 22 address change form. This can be found on the CHFS website, and send the form to the Department for Community-Based Services to update the address in the integrated eligibility and enrollment system. So just to recap here, if information needs to be updated for a dependent, then MWMA users should contact DCBS to update the necessary information. If that information is specifically for an address, then MWMA users should complete the MAP 22 form and send that to DCBS. The third question we have on reporting a change is actually a follow-up question to this one as well, to the previous question as well. So going off that, how can MWMA users update an address if a waiver participant, for a waiver participant, if there is no report a change button? So very similar to the previous scenario, if MWMA users access kynect benefits and there's not appear to be a report a change button, how can they update an address? This is a similar answer as the previous question. If the report a change button is not available from a waiver participant's kynect benefits dashboard, then MWMA users can complete the MAP 22 address change form. Again, that's found on the CHFS website, and send the form to the Department for Community-Based Services to update the address in the integrated eligibility and enrollment system. So in this case, if an MWMA user needs to update an address for a waiver participant, the report or change button does not appear, then MWMA users can complete the MAP 22 address change form and send the form to the Department for Community-Based Services to update the address. Moving on to our final two questions here before we move on to our open Q&A session. The ninth question we have is regards to kynect benefits help materials. One question we've seen and some feedback we've seen on the kynect benefits general training materials is that the MWMA user screen does not look exactly like the kynect benefits screenshots in the kynect benefits help materials. Is this still relevant? So the question for that is the kynect benefits training materials on the DMS website provide general guidance for kynect benefits users. However, most of the training materials still apply to the MWMA user role, especially the especially the document upload and the reported change training materials. The only thing we would note here is that the kynect benefits job aid, the kynect benefits webinar for MWMA users does include updated MWMA user screenshots. This is done to provide additional support and clarity for MWMA users if they need to reference the training materials. Moving on to our last question before we move on to the Q&A session. One question we've seen, and this is more of a general awareness for MWMA users, are there any additional kynect benefits training materials that are relevant for MWMA users? So the answer to that is yes. The initiating Medicaid waiver application and waiver RFI job aid can be found on the MWMA, the TRIS MWMA training portal. So that is where the other kynect benefits training materials for MWMA users can be found. So if you're looking for additional information on initiating Medicaid waiver application or looking at waiver RFIs, there's a specific job aid that MWMA users can reference to look at additional guidance there. All right, we'll move on to our Q&A session. So we'll hand it over to the group to provide and send in any additional questions that you may have regarding the kynect benefits training materials or kynect benefits. So really, if there's any questions that you have on the kynect benefits training materials for MWMA users or on kynect benefits, we're more than happy to check out the questions you may have and answer any that we may have. If there's a question we don't have the immediate answer to, we'll take that back and we'll follow up and get back with you. And then also one last thing before we hand it over to the group is, again, we're taking specifically Kynect benefits questions. So more than happy to send to look at any questions you may have. But again, if those aren't specifically related to Kynect benefits, we may have to just take those back. So I'll pause there, allow anybody to send any additional questions they may have. I'll pause for a second to look at the questions that have been sent in. I think we've seen about 3 come in. So give me 1 second while I look at those, and we'll get those answers back to you guys if we can.
And I can jump in and answer a couple that are on the screen, if that's okay.
Hey, more than happy to do that.
All right, this is a team effort. This is Alicia Clark, the Assistant Director for the Division of Community Alternatives within Medicaid. And so there was just a couple of questions here that I thought would be good just to talk through. The first one was, is there a list of actual Medicaid medical benefits that a waiver participant has that would be available for case managers to reference, like how many dental visits, vision benefits, etc. I actually had reached out to the state plan side, and I need to follow up with that. So I've made myself a note because that's what I had told them. You know, there's a lot of our case managers who don't really know where, you know, what services are out there through the state plan. So it would be nice if we could kind of give them a little bit of guidance. However, if you go to the main Department for Medicaid Services website, there is actually, and what I'll do is I will put it over here in the chat so that everybody can have that just as a reference point. But once you click on that page, you either have a section where you can kind of go down through members, or you can go through providers. When you choose provider, you actually get a listing of all of our different provider types. And then once you then click on that, so I'll just pick one here for like physician services. It tells you, you know, what's covered and that kind of thing. So it kind of sends you to a link to each of those. So definitely that is always a good, I always put it like as my favorites. Obviously the Division of Community Alternatives is set as my favorite as well, but just to kind of help you navigate through that. And, you know, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us on the waiver side. We won't be able to answer those questions, but we can definitely direct you to the right staff. And I can also give you that number. I believe this is correct. I'm going to, let me just click on one of their things here. It should be 502-564-6890. So that is the phone number to get over to the group that would be over the policies and the regulations for the department for the state plan services. And once we do have that, you know, kind of the guide, we will definitely share that. I'm not sure because, you know, since I'm not putting it together, it would be that group. I don't have a timeline on that, but definitely anything that we get, we want to share with you all to help everybody. We want to, you know, whatever we can do to ease the burden on our case managers who are trying to look at this as a holistic approach in helping our participants. There was another question about, is there any intention incorporating the DME fee schedule into the Kynect for the quick reference, easy navigation for individuals and their families, such as being able to search for a keyword? That has not been talked about. I can take that back. However, it's not just the DME fee schedule that is used. We also look at the vision fee schedule and some others. What I would recommend doing is putting that on your desktop as a favorite, because and then every time that it changes, you can go straight there. Also, that is one of them that I have on my desktop as a favorite. So I can pull it up, and I don't mind to provide you all with that information as well. So you can mark that as an easy reference point. It'll take me just a second because talking and navigating can be a little difficult sometimes. Let's see. So let me mark that one as done. And then it looks like somebody has asked where in the MWMA system would I access the backup care plan in the system? And are you referring to like the crisis plan, or are you referring just to the plan of care, or is there something else that you are referring to? And if you could just expand on that, that would be great, just so we make sure that we get you the right answer. And while I'm waiting on that to come in, I am going to go down through these favorites and pull up the fee schedule.
Hey, Alicia, while you're doing that, there was one question that Amy already answered. You want me to go ahead and read that out?
Oh, absolutely. That would be great.
Awesome. Sounds good. So Dana wrote in to ask if a client already has Medicaid and we go on as an application initiator and complete the waiver eligibility app, does the client need to call and say they want the HCBW, or will it automatically switch to the correct type of Medicaid for the waiver? So first off, Amy, thank you for responding here. And Amy's response is once a waiver LLC has been met, if the participant does not have a type of Medicaid which will support the waiver program, actions may be needed to help the case move forward. A DCBS caseworker will receive a task to review the eligibility within a week after the LLC is met. The case manager may check kynect benefits for RFIs if they have access to the case. Also, Medicaid RFIs may be uploaded directly to kynect benefits for the fastest possible processing. Case managers can also check for eligibility notices. That's done within the message center. If the case manager cannot assign the participant for services within 1 week after the level of care is met, they may send an email to DFS or call DCBS. I'll pause there. Amy, is there anything you want to add to that? I think you pretty much hit on it, but I just wanted to check with you.
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head, but I know that questions about Medicaid eligibility, especially when they're pending with new applications, are pretty frequent into our contact centers. So if there's any additional information that we can provide or to kind of shed light on some of those processes, we're always happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy.
And for the other question, she did put about the emergency, the backup emergency, like crisis plan. So I have also put in through the answering part of the Q&A, the TRIS document where you can find that. If anybody on this call does not have access to TRIS, it's very, very important to get access to it. I even use TRIS. I will pull it up, and when I do something, that I don't do every day, I will pull up the quick reference guide just to remind me where I need to go, what I need to do. So if you don't have access to that, really you do need access. Amy, do you have that handy? Oh, see, she's awesome. She's already put it out there for us. Please copy, and you can paste it over into a Word document or an email. Pull up a quick email, but it's easy there for you to copy, paste that over, and then you can answer those questions. It's going to tell you where to send everything to so that you can get access to Tris. And I promise you, it will be your best friend. I'm in it a lot. I have staff that are in it every day. So please use that. I mean, there's lots of great resources out there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you, Amy. We'll pause. We have about 9 minutes left. Just reaching out to the group just to see if there's any additional questions that the group may have regarding kynect benefits. Awesome. Well, as there's no other questions that are coming in, I will give my little wrap-up speech, but we will stay on the line just in case there's any additional questions that come in. Thank you all for joining today's session. We do have plans of posting the recording of this as well as this Q&A session deck to be made available for MWMA users. So please keep an eye out for any future communications regarding that, regarding this recording. Thank you all again for joining today. As a quick recap, the kynect benefits training materials are available for MWMA users on the MWMA Tris training portal. As Amy or as Alicia was saying, it's a great place to find all of the kynect benefits training materials for MWMA users, as well as the additional training materials and reference materials for MWMA users. If you are interested in viewing any of the general kynect benefits training materials, we have those available on our DMS kynect benefits page, which is found on the CHFS website. So I'll pause there. Thank you all for attending today. If you have any questions or if something hits you, we'll stay on and we'll be on to answer any questions you may have. But thank you all for joining today's session.